How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm a lot better now. Circumstances have slightly changed, thanks to you, I think, mostly. And I'm recovering. My injuries have healed. So I'm starting to get back to normal, which is good. We've tidied up one room out of seven. Um, so despite there's a lot of work to do to undo the police damage, we have done one room. So we've managed to locate bank cards which were hidden in the attic. So that's a start. I now have my bank card back. Yeah, we're finding all sorts of items that have been deliberately or maliciously hidden in places that you would never look, really.
And one thing that wasn't included in that video was the passport issue, because when we met, you did mention that the passport issue had been raised with the police. Can you tell us what happened
Well,
there?
we thought it was a kind of entrapment. The police had said, we haven't got your passport. But I mean, I knew it was missing, and I knew that the money inside the passport was missing as well. But the anti-terror squad kept saying, we don't have her passport. She's got 7 days to surrender her passport, or it's 5 years instant jail. Now, the thing is, I couldn't ring the solicitor. So luckily, because my son was here, he said, look, the passport's gone. And then I think, with all the interviews, maybe Shrewsbury police felt that under some sort of pressure, and they finally confessed about a day before I was having to hand it in, that they did indeed have my passport. Now, that the anti-terror squad denied it, they didn't list it. So yeah, so they admitted they had the passport. I didn't have to surrender it. So that was one thing. The money that they have looted is going to be investigated, but let's not hold our hopes up about that. And also the bail conditions have been removed. So the pressure has actually, there's so many interviews, so much support online. The police have realised that six of the seven bail conditions are completely inhuman and disabled me from being able to sort of live in this area. So all the bail conditions have been removed, apart from I can never talk about, obviously, the Palestinian resistance, but I can use social media. I'll have to buy my devices, new devices again. I won't get my electronic devices back, including my phone. So I'll have to go out and buy new devices to do this. But I will get my passport back. So that's one thing.
Wow.
That's
So
six things.
but you're back, but you've got no computer, laptop, any phone or anything. But
Yeah.
you're able to go back online now,
Yeah.
and start
and
again.
and and also, it made me kind of think, was any of this worth it? The whole point, I think, was a phishing exercise. It was also to sort of terrorize maybe other journalists or other Palestinian supporters from reporting stuff online. They had absolutely no intention of this going to court. The warrant was not legitimate. They altered the time. They arrested me at 7:30. They've put down on the list and signed it as 10:30. They said they left the house at 2 o'clock. They actually left after 5 o'clock. So nothing was in line with police protocol. And if this had gone to court, a judge would very quickly have said, well, the arrest was illegal, the house raid was illegal, your warrant was not in line with the arrest, did not fit the times, the desecration of your mother's ashes, the theft of the money, the denial of the seizure of the passport, all of these things probably would have got the case thrown out. And maybe even the police could have been reprimanded. I doubt it. Police never normally are. But there was, and because there's no evidence, and also I have to give credit to my solicitors. Kelly's from Brighton are incredible solicitors. They're brilliant. They worked very, very hard, and they kept saying, inhuman, this is inhuman. Her inability to live like this is completely archaic and draconian. And you know, we're kind of worried for her safety, for her ability to ring for an ambulance even. You know, the police agreed that the bail conditions were inhuman, and so all but one has been completely lifted. It does make me ask this question: was the desecration of my mother's ashes, the theft of the money, was all that worth it for them to say, "Oh, we've got nothing to charge you on. You're actually not guilty of anything"? Was it really worth terrorizing the whole town? I mean, many residents thought it was some sort of gun raid. Didn't know whether to duck or to come out and watch. Balaclava men, you know, they don't know whether they're armed or not. So it terrorized the whole this end of town. Was it really worth it to come away with saying, well, you're not really guilty of anything, we just fancied raiding your house and turning it upside down and making your life miserable? But it's good news. You know.
Well, no, it is good news, but I mean, it's amazing news. I mean, it's like you might. I mean, I have to ask you: are you going to stop now? I mean, you've been warned. I mean, are you going to stop doing these posts?
No, absolutely not. I mean, my whole purpose is to try and save Gaza. I mean, I think it's a little bit presumptuous of me to think that I can save Gaza, but I'm going to do everything I can to try. I still am working with the Rebuild Gaza 24, the charity. We're still building water wells in Gaza. We're using Bitcoin to get money to straight to Palestinians. It doesn't go through us, by the way. So when you donate, it goes literally straight into the wallets of a large network on the ground. So I'm still going to do that. And people have to know what's happening in Palestine. This is a genocide. The government is deeply complicit in this genocide. We have to keep exposing that. And, you know, so the other day, out of 350 export licenses, Starmer somehow thinks that he's in line with international law by cancelling 30 of them. Well, these 30 export licenses were for minor munitions. We still have 320 export licenses. So weaponry and machinery, Makava tanks and drone engines and drone components, bombs, munitions and JDAM kits are still going to the Israeli regime to facilitate a genocide. So we still have work to do here. And we still have to keep exposing. And we have to, you know, look, they could raid again. They could raid today, they could raid tomorrow. But what do? We give up or we keep fighting because we're on the right side of history. Our government is on the wrong side of history. Our police are on the wrong side of history. They did say they're going to monitor every single tweet. Well, I hope to God that when the police are monitoring my tweets and 50 posts come out in the day that show the damage and the killing and the atrocities and the war crimes that they are committing on a daily basis, maybe one police officer might go, God, I can't do this. I can't watch this amount of children being collected up in plastic bags every day. I can't watch this. I'm coming over to the other side. Maybe it could have a positive effect, because anyone reading my posts will see that what's happening to the Palestinians in Gaza is an all-out extermination of an entire population. Whether it's 30 to 180 Palestinians a day, it's still happening. And we have to keep posting because, you know, protesting and posting and writing to MPs and doing everything we can, it's our only weapon. And if there are risks involved with that, then it's nothing like the bombs and the bullets that the Palestinians are facing on a daily basis. If I'm raided by the police again this afternoon, it's still nowhere near what the Palestinians are facing. And they're facing a polio epidemic, they're facing contagious diseases that have no known origin. They're facing famine, which is manufactured. They're facing bombs. You know, one man I know has buried 39 members. Well, he hasn't been able to bury them, but he's lost 39 members of his family, and he's the sole survivor. There's horrific stories that are coming out of Gaza. It's our job to keep letting people know and making sure that we tell everyone, even at bus stops, we inform everyone, and we record it for history. You know that phrase, you know, when like people say, what did you do during World War II to stop the atrocities? Well, this is the same now. What did you do during the genocide to stop it? So we carry on, we keep fighting, and we're not going to be terrorized by the British police. And they have become a fascist police force. It's like having the Stasi, you know, following you and monitoring you. And we're not going to be intimidated. This is a genocide. It's a violation of humanitarian law. It's against international law. And not only that, it's inhuman. The brutality and the carnage. I mean, we all know how shocking it is. So let's not be terrorized by our police, basically.
And the other thing that I think I've learned from this is if you speak out and you get people to support you, then things can change. Because in this case, you know, you're speaking out on that interview last week, and then the amount of support you had, the solidarity, was enough to overturn the bail conditions effectively, make them confess that they had taken your passport. And that's a small example of what we need to do with the bigger picture in Palestine. I mean, we've got to show solidarity. Whatever we might have a slight fear, they might come for me or whatever, but that's not as important as you say, what's going on in the genocide, with the genocide. Now that people keep asking, are you going to come on again every week now?
Yes, I will do my best. Now I know. Yes, I can't believe how many people have watched your show. The door, and it's quite freaky as well, because obviously every time the door knocks, I think, oh my God, it's the police. But I've had so many people come round, people I don't know. I've had letters sent in the post just with the stamp and Sarah Wilkinson, and they've actually got here. So the whole postal department, as soon as it says Sarah Wilkinson...
Oh, I should just put Sarah Wilkinson and then...
not even Shropshire, not even anything, just Sarah Wilkinson, and then the King's Head on the stamp, and it's arrived. So, you know, the support has been amazing, and it is people's support. It's this solidarity and your interview and my very good solicitors, but the continual support, especially online, that changed the bail. So you guys are the ones that helped to change the bail. That I think the police think this is a nightmare. We didn't want this to go viral. We're everywhere. We're all over every social media platform, and we look like, you know, well, they were thugs, but they've been exposed as thugs, which they are. And Shrewsbury police are not liking the attention that they're getting, because they were not very good either. And so it's you guys that did it. Now, if we can use that same pressure to stop this genocide, then, you know, maybe we'll use this as an example. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't think the bail conditions would be dropped. So I can't thank everybody enough. You know, not just the celebrities, you know, like the George Galloways and the Crispin Flintoffs, not just you guys, but all of the ordinary people that have tweeted and posted it and pushed it out. You guys have, you know, you've done the trick, and thank you. I can't thank everybody enough. And for all the donations and the letters, people have handwritten letters, despite not knowing my address, that I have received. You know, I will try to reply to them. I can't thank you enough. And this is how we do it. This is how we stop this genocide. We mobilize like this for everyone, for all of us, for all of the Palestinian people, because this pressure, maybe this will work. It's our only weapon, and it's been proved to have worked for me. So I think let's keep it up and help to save Gaza before it's too late.
Well, thank you so much for coming on again, and it's great to see you. And I'm so pleased you can tweet again. I'm looking forward to we're looking forward to retweeting your first one out. Okay, so when you do your first tweet, but this is the first one, and we'll try and make it into the biggest we can share.
I will, yeah. Twitter is still restricting me to a certain degree, despite I have a blue tick. But, at least the stuff is going out there. So I can work around the restrictions, and I'm not going to be put off by them. And so, yeah, somebody else has been tweeting for me, so I can take my account back now, and I can do it myself.
But when it's your first one of you, can you say, this is me?
Yeah? Yeah, okay. I'll do that then, yeah.
Great. I will make sure that goes out. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you soon.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you to everyone. Thank you. It really has helped hugely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.